3 harsh facts about long-distance relationships. Long-distance relationships have become more and more popular within the dating scene. It is important for remote partners to realize that long-distance relationships come with their particular set of challenges. 1. LDRs are filled with incertitude. The distance between two people who care for one another and who want to share a life together is an issue itself. Jealousy could be more common in long-distance relationships, due to the fact that partners cannot always be in touch with each other. A strong sense of jealousy could lead to a toxic attitude and conflicts, and it can only hurt the relationship. There are people in long-distance relationships who can also experience a feeling of insecurity regarding both their partner and the possible outcomes of their bond. Long-distance relationships are perceived as temporary. Another downside of LDRs is that they might be perceived as a short-term option. Their ultimate goal is to turn into conventional, geographically close relationships. On the other hand, if they cannot close the distance at the time they both agreed, they might start feeling frustrated from having to postpone a moment they were looking forward to. Partners may choose different directions in life. Remote partners do not spend enough time together, which may lead them in different directions every now and then. It is likely that after a while, they will have different expectations from their life and different ways to envision their future. The odds are against you. Even with all the opportunities the internet is providing, there is still a 42% chance that long-distance relationships will not survive, according to researchers. The 4-month is the hardest mark to achieve in a long-distance relationship and the moment with the highest probability of breaking up. 2. The absence of physical contact weighs heavy on the relationship. One of the major drawbacks of long-distance relationships is the lack of intimacy, of hugs and kisses. It takes much more effort, communication and trust to create and sustain a real connection across the distance. Visit their significant others more often, or they do not make the best of their time together. When these expectations are not met, couples may feel disappointed and annoyed and thus, guilty of not achieving their goals. Without physical proximity, a relationship could end easier and faster. Comparing your LDR with other people's relationships. This can only make your beloved feel bad for not being able to offer you what you need and want from your relationship. Try to appreciate what you have and think about the fact that you are not alone and you have someone special who cares about you. Getting too intimate with another person. Since your partner is not around so much, you may find it easier to get close to another person to the point of being intimate with them. But that could end up hurting your significant other and in the end, your relationship. You stop making an effort. Considering the distance between you and the virtual ways of communication, there is the risk of a rut setting in when it comes to long-distance relationships. On the contrary, you could be creative and try out several new, amazing adventures available online. Investing too much or not enough time into the relationship. A relationship requires commitment and nurturing in order for it to grow and develop. Although it is reasonable not to spend every minute of the hour texting or talking to your remote partner, bear in mind to schedule video calls or virtual dates at least a couple of times every week. 3. Long-distance relationship can take an emotional toll. The psychological aspect is perhaps the most demanding of the three harsh facts about long-distance relationships. The emotional challenges of such connections could be quite the burden and lead to severe issues in time, like depression. Remote partners will miss each other often. One of the greatest disadvantages of LDRS is the long periods of time couples spend apart. Being alone for the most part of your relationship increases the need for security and reassurance from your loved one. Sometimes, there could be a lack of commitment. Because they assume there is a high chance that the relationship does now work out, long-distance couples are more reluctant to invest time, effort and feelings into their relationship. However, this attitude could be construed as a lack of interest and commitment and undermine your relationship in the long run. Maintaining contact on a regular basis can be difficult. Sometimes distance can create distinct issues for couples. In the end, all this time management adds to the usual stress of a relationship.